So this time, I actually have just woken up. It's very early. But today's the day. Today's the day we have the big move. So look, 6:35 this morning. It actually is early, but, you know, when you've got to move to Spain and take your whole football club with you, you've got to get up early. Good morning. Good morning, you. First port of call today is to head down to the gym because we've got some youth players coming through. I don't know why that's come so bloody early, but we've got some local kids have found out that we are moving to Spain, and so some kids that didn't quite do so well at other clubs want to come have a little tryout with us, which is fair enough. So we're going to have some local kids come try and play for us. It's icy this morning here in Gibraltar. It's very unusual for Gibraltar for it to be this icy. Oh, so whilst the car warms up and the ice just melts a little bit, today's a busy day. Got to head down to training, obviously, like I said, to see these new kids. I think some of the players were there as well, so have a little chat with them. Shtygel gets here later on. He's bringing 3 players with him, apparently, so we'll get to meet these 3 players, which would be quite good. Not sure who's bringing with him, but it'd be good to see Shtygel again, which would be great. What else have we got to do today? Just a load of admin. Got to talk to the chairman, and I've got to meet my new assistant manager as well. I don't know who he is, but I've been told that I've worked with him in the past, but obviously it's not Shtygel because he's coming to play here, and I've not really got on with anyone else like hugely well. So I'm not quite sure who is actually going to be coming to be the assistant manager, but we'll wait and see. So annoyingly, I'm here before they even open the car park. I mean, I'm literally the manager. I'm literally the manager. Look, they gave me a bloody parking ticket last. If I can focus that, they gave me a parking ticket last time I was here. So, you know, people may think being a football manager glamorous. You know, you get everything you want. No, the car park's not open. I've got a parking ticket, and what's the time right now? Can I zoom in on this? What time is it? Come on, zoom in. It's only 7:10 in the morning. It's not a great start to a day. I reckon you'll be surprised though at how big our gym is for this club. Considering we're in Gibraltar, it's the only gym in Gibraltar, probably, I would imagine. I think I've got to sign in. Yeah, so it's I'm now very overexposed because I've come inside into bright lights. So morning, Joseph. Get yourself on the leg press today. I want to see you build those legs up so you can smack some goals in next season. A good one, mate. So yeah, hit a gym. Get to see the new kids, see if they're any good or not. So, done meeting the new boys in the gym. Obviously, we saw Chuplina in there as well, doing his workouts and stuff, getting ready for next season. Most of these kids didn't look very good. There's 4 of them though, 4 of them that look decent actually. One's a goalkeeper, which is really good because obviously our goalkeepers, Chino and Sola, they are both getting to the stage now where they are, this is well dark. That's better, you can see me now. They're both getting to the stage now where they're too old. I think Chino's 36, Sola's 34. So whilst they've still got a contract for now, probably going to go. So this new guy coming through, youngster, looks like he could be a good keeper for us. So the future looks bright, Back home now, which is good. A bit of real talk for you. It's a bit embarrassing really. Obviously I was filming myself in the gym, which is a bit embarrassing in the first place. But obviously some guy saw me, came up to me and said, are you filming for your fitness blog? And rather than explain, no, I'm pretending that I'm meeting regens in a gym for Football Manager, I just said yes. And then he asked me what my channel's called. So I said Alpha Gains. So if there's someone out there with a channel called Alpha Gains, then you've got a new subscriber. But I panicked and lied to him. But I've probably got to see him again because he's probably going to be another guy in the gym that I'll see all the time. So he'll come up to me and be like, oh my God, if he comes up to me next time and is like, where's Alpha Gains on YouTube? Oh my God, I've not thought this through. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 3. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode because it's here, we've moved to Spain. First things first, I hope you guys enjoyed that little introduction I did this morning. It made getting up for the gym so early a lot more bearable, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Try to just make it a little bit more immersive, but it was a bit of fun. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. 500 likes is the target for today's video. It's a big one in terms of setting up the series for the future, so as many likes on this video as possible would be huge for me and the channel. We also just went through 18,000 subscribers last night as well, so 2,000 away from 20k, which is where we want to be by the end of the year. So if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. I would massively appreciate it. And of course, if you'd be awfully kind to share it with your friends as well, to try and get them to subscribe as well, to try and get to that 20,000 subscriber mark. That would be huge as well. You'll also notice this looks very different. I am using a skin. It's the TCS skin that came out over the weekend. I will leave a link to the description down below to download it, but it is just probably the best skin around in Football Manager. And before I forget as well, if you want to know how I've moved everything to Spain, stick around to the end of the video. I'll try and do a bit of an explanation and say thank you to people who have helped me out in doing so as well. Right, so let's jump into things. It's not the easiest thing to explain all of this because everything's changed, everything's moved, and some of the changes that have happened in game haven't yet happened in real life. In real life, this is currently the third tier of Spanish football, but in real life, at the end of this current season, a new third division is being added to the Spanish Football League system in between the current second tier and this tier. So right now, where we are in 2021, because we've already played a season with Lincoln in Gibraltar, this is now the fourth tier of Spanish football. If we search up Spain and we look at this competition tab down here, La Liga is obviously the top tier, and the second division is La Liga Smart Bank, or I think it might have been referred to as just Segunda Division generally. Segunda Division B is where we are right now. That was the third tier, but as you can see from there being no logo, because I don't think a logo exists for it yet, the second division Pro is now another division in Spain. So it sort of slots in between the old Segunda Division and the Segunda Division B. In the Segunda Division B, there are 5 different divisions. In the Division 2 Pro, there's 2 different divisions, and then La Liga Smart Bank and La Liga Santander, there are just 1 division in each of those tiers of football. So to get to La Liga, we need to get 1 promotion, 2 promotion, 3 promotion, top tier. Obviously, that's going to be very difficult going forward, and particularly in this first season that we're going to play, because we've just moved over from Gibraltar, we're not expected to do very well. Although saying that, the season preview puts us in 9th actually, which is probably a bit better than what I was expecting, to be fair. But there are loads of different teams in this division. Obviously, Spain is rife with B teams, and there's quite a few B teams in here. Bottom of the table right now, because they've just lost the game, is Malaga's B team, there's Tenerife's B team, there's Almeria's B team. There's probably a couple more B teams in here that just don't have a proper B in their name, like Atletico Malaguano is just Malaga's B team. They shouldn't have B in the name. The other teams are basically just little local teams from the south of Spain. Group 4, it's all sort of split regionally, these groups, and Group 4 is the southern region, which is where we sort of fit in the most, I would say. So I feel like I've explained the league. Any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll get down to answering those later on. I guess today's also a bit of a transfer special too, because loads of new players are joining the club. Obviously, Shtygel coming along later on with 3 new players alongside him. We've also got 4 new players joining the club. Those youth kids from the gym earlier on, they're joining the club as well. So I think what I'll do is introduce you to those guys first. Now, the reason we've got 4 youth players joining the squad is because this is a new save file. I've had to simulate through 1 season of us playing in Spain to get to this point for the continuity of finishing last season off with Gibraltar. So essentially, my plan was to always just ignore the youth intake when we had our save in Gibraltar, and then when I was simulating this first season, also ignore the youth intake. But of course, I had a quick look at the youth intake, and it was actually pretty mental. So I put it out to you guys to vote on it, and as I record this right now, there's been 932 votes on the poll, and 85% of you said that I should have kept the youth players in this team. So I feel like that's enough of a mandate to say yes, it was justified in me keeping these 4 youth players. So the first one of these youth players coming through is Jason Fraser, the goalkeeper. At 17 years old, he is 3.5 stars of current ability and 5-star potential. Before you get excited about that though, remember we are at the 4th tier. So, you know, he's 17 years old, can play well at this level, but it's the 4th tier of football, and I suppose most players coming through Barcelona's academy would be playing way above this level anyway. So I don't think this means he's going to be a wonder kid or anything like that. And again, 5-star potential at this level means absolutely nothing. So let's not read too much into this, but he is the best keeper at the club, will play all season for us, and fingers crossed is going to do some absolute magical bits. He is joined by centre midfielder Kevin Ward, who's 2-star current ability and 4.5 stars of potential. Got really good first touch, technique and work rate. Everything else can sort of be worked on, but looks like a really good player through the middle of the park, and hopefully will be very good for us in the future. And then we've also got 2 strikers joining them as well. Kirby is the first one, who's got pretty low finishing of only 8, to be fair. As an advanced forward, that does seem pretty low, but you know, low determination, a determination of only 4. We can tutor him, try and get him better and better. And the other one coming through is Archie Lister, who's got much better finishing of 12. His physicals are pretty decent as well. Get those mentals up with a bit of tutoring, he will also be fantastic. Now, all 4 of these players are up for grabs on Patreon, so I've posted this on Patreon. I suppose they've probably already been taken by now by the time you read this, so you can go and have a look and see if they've not been taken, but they probably will have been by now, I would imagine. But if you want to join the Patreon, link down in the description down below. You can get your name in the game and all sorts of stuff like that, so check out the link in the description. Would massively appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys over there. So they are the 4 new youth players who have come through the system. Obviously, Shtygel is arriving shortly with some other players that we'll introduce you to. In the introduction, I did talk about a new assistant manager, and this is the one part of this entire database that has failed massively. Basically, I was going to have a really good storyline where my new assistant manager was going to be that snake Oliver Buff. I've made him a really good assistant manager in game, and essentially he was going to be forced to work alongside me. We wouldn't get on because obviously we have history of the hop to the top save where he left us in the lurch, and it wasn't great overall basically, but he was going to come here, be my assistant manager, be really, really good. But the whole point of him being really, really good is that he'd be poached very quickly. He'd go elsewhere, become manager of a top club in Spain, and then we'd have a big battle with Oliver Buff, you know, for the La Liga title at some point. The issue with that is he is so good, he's already been poached before I've even got through to basically starting the save file. So as you can see, he was with us for a year or so, but then Rail Sporting B came in and poached him from us to be their assistant manager, which was a bit annoying. So technically, the storyline does work still. He's an absolute snake who doesn't want to help me out with my YouTube series. His snake picture is still there from we changed it to that in Hop for Top ages ago as well. So we're just not fans of Oliver Buff, but maybe one day we'll be able to get our revenge on him. But that's the only part of the save file and database that has just sort of not gone well, basically. When I noticed it, it was far too late for me to go back and restart it all and just mess around with everything again. So I've ignored it for now, but it's that was what was meant to happen at least. So what should we talk about? Ooh, phone call. Let's see who it is. Andrey. Hello, matey. How you doing? I'm well. I'm well. Oh, you're here at the training ground. Okay, right. I'll come down to you, and you've got your new players with you as well. Excellent. I'll come meet you. All right. Have a good one, mate. See you later. Andrey's here. And here he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Andrey Shtygel in the flesh and blood. He's joined us. He's come all the way from Belarus, and he's now signed up on a big contract with us until 2025. And if I remember correctly, there's an optional 3-year extension in his contract. Basically, he's not going anywhere. We are paying him a lot of money, £1,000 per week. That is much more than anyone else is getting at the club. So it sort of balances out that, but we've got him sealed down for a long, long time. Luckily, he is in the game. Yes, he does have a ban in real life, but I think the ban is only for like 12 months. So if you find him in game, you can't actually use him until February 2021. Luckily, we're in August 2021, so he can play for us now, which is fantastic. But it's great to have Andrey Shtygel joining the club. But it's time to meet the players who he's brought with him. And this is the first one. It's Martel Taylor Crosdell from the Gateshead stream save we've got going on Twitch right now. If you want to go and follow me on Twitch, I would massively appreciate that. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday and Sundays at the moment, so come along to a stream. We'd love to see you there. But Shtygel has also been watching, and he loves the look of Martel Taylor Crosdell and has convinced him to come over to Lincoln Red Imps with us. He's not the best striker we've got. According to our reports, he's not as good as Kike. Kike, still the best striker at the club, if we can find him again. Where is he? Martel Taylor Crosdell down here. So he's probably the second best striker at the club. Hopefully we'll get some game time this season. We'll develop nicely, and hopefully he scores as many goals for us here as he does in the Gateshead stream save. And the second person that Shtygel brought along with him is Andrey Shtygel. Look at this lad. He's back once again from the hop to the top save. The young Swiss man has come across and wants to join me once again on a journey to play some football. He's actually the best centre mid we've got, apparently, so we've looked out with Andrey Shtygel, but he's come across to us and he'll be playing some fantastic football for us this season. Hopefully he's going to be the absolute star of the show. And the final guy we are bringing along is Marko Dobrojevic. Now this one is a bit more tenuous of a link. Basically, on episode 1, there was a comment from Marko who says, "I play for Rad, sign me." So I kind of felt like I had to. So welcome Marko to the... I hope he's still watching. It'd be a bit annoying if he just commented that on the first episode and then hasn't watched another episode since then, and we've brought him to the club for no reason. Marko, if you are watching, please leave a comment down below. We'd hugely appreciate that again. But we've brought you to the club now. Shtygel has seen you, and Shtygel thinks you are a very good player and wants you to come along to the club. So little Marko is here at the... In fact, he's not little at all. He's 6'8". Marko, are you 6'8"? Is this a bug in the game? Is this true? Are you 6'8"? Because you are a giant. I need to put you on the end of every corner and end of every set piece. You are going to get 20 goals this season from headers and set pieces this season. I guarantee it. But those are the 3 players that Shtygel brought with him. Obviously coupled with Shtygel himself and those 4 players from the youth system as well. We have got 8 new players in the squad. And this is the team for the upcoming season. It's basically the team you saw last season, and then these 8 new players as well. Also, I am lying to you, there's a 9th player as well. Last season we had Joseph Cipollina, we had Roy Cipollina, and we had Michael Cipollina. Well, now we've completed the set because we have on the bench right now Kenneth Cipollina. He's also joined us from St Joseph's. He's come across as well, which is fantastic. So welcome to Kenneth Cipollina, who is also a left back. Literally, the Cipollina family are just full of left backs. And what you might have seen here on his team history as well is Lincoln Red Imps FC B. We've got a B team, and the B team play in our old place in the National League. So we've still got some ties to Gibraltar. Gibraltar will still be keeping tabs on them because our B team is playing in Gibraltar. Not many players in the B team right now, I must say. Lots of them are greyed out. But as our squad grows, as we get more youth intakes, loads of them will end up playing in the B team in Gibraltar to help develop that league, do really well, get into the first team, and just make Gibraltar a footballing powerhouse, maybe. So I'll be honest, I've gone on quite a bit of a transfer special with always transfers coming through, obviously moving divisions as well. If you've got questions, let me know down below and I'll answer them as well as I can in the comment section and in further episodes, because there's probably a few things that I've forgot to mention in this. But we are going to now play the very first game of the season against UCAM Marica, is maybe how you don't say that name. UCAM Murcia is... We'll get used to the names at some point. But this is it, the first game of the season, and this is the team that we're going to go for. Jason Fraser in goal, but he probably will change his name shortly from the Patreon, so don't get attached to that Jason Fraser name. We've got Brito from last season and Lopez from last season at centre-back. Obviously, new boy Dobrojevic is in the centre as well, of the centre of the defence, alongside Wiseman, who is also there from last season. Moreno is starting at CDM because Yaya is currently suspended for whatever reason. He's suspended for the first game of the season. It's obviously not ideal, but there he is. He is in the team still. He will play, just not this game. Obviously, new boys Shtygel and Andrey Shtygel start in the centre of midfield. They're looking forward to that partnership. Hernandez starts on the left in place of the injured Joseph Cipollina, which is a little bit annoying for the start of the season, but he's out for 2 to 4 weeks, so we will see him very, very soon playing on that left wing, our hero Joseph Cipollina. That means Debar plays on that right-hand side, and Kike is going to keep his place from last season, starting up front for now. But of course, we've got Crosdell and the 2 young strikers from the youth intake coming through, looking to take his place. So then, kickoff is upon us here today, which is ridiculously exciting as Andrey Shtygel swings a corner into the middle inside of the first few minutes, and it's not quite cleared properly by UCAM as we get the ball back. Lopez looking to bring it back into the middle. If we can get an opening goal like in the first 5 minutes in our time in Spain, we have done as well. Kike, the first goal of our career in Spain. It comes inside of 3 minutes, and Kike, the talisman from last season, gets the goal that we need to put us 1-0 up in this game. It's a great shot from outside the area as well. Beautiful strike from Kike. What a dream start. Should also mention as well, obviously this match screen was looking a little bit different. I've got 6 tabs on there now. There's no dugout on there either, and that's all because of the skin that I've got, TCS. So again, link down in the description below if you want to get that skin. In the meantime, UCAM are looking to respond by coming forward. Raul Sanchez on the ball for them, looking to put a cross in the middle. He does, and it's an instant equaliser. That's a little annoying. It's a bit of a messy goal as well. I feel like obviously our young goalkeeper should have done a bit better with that one, but Raul Sanchez onto the edge of the area, no one marking him, and it just kind of loops over everyone. It's a bit of an annoying goal to concede. And they're looking to come forward again, and they're looking quite dangerous. There's another ball into the area. This time it hits the crossbar and goes over rather than be saved. But UCAM obviously started off a little poorly, but they are coming back into this game strong. Free kick for them right now, and Dobrevich clears it because he is an absolute giant. I love him already because he's 6'8". That is absolutely perfect. But we have one possession back as Andrey Shtygel gets it to Kike. Kike just dances round his men and gets the second goal of the game. Now that, I mean, last season we saw some absolutely incredible goals, but this is right up there with them as Kike, he sort of gets past one man, and then, to be fair, the other, maybe it's not quite so good. I thought it was a bit more, I thought he took on 3 different players. He technically did, but just 2 of them didn't go anywhere near him, and then he just put it past the keeper. I'm not going to take it away from him because that was an incredible goal and a second assist of the game for Andrey Shtygel as well. So what a great start to Spanish football we're having. But if we get pegged back again immediately, clearly there's going to be a bit of work to do at the back. Good clearance though from Dobrevich, from Marco, as Kike into Schneider. Schneider looking to come forward. Come on, lad. Get a 3rd assist in this game. That'd be fantastic as Debar gets the ball out wide, swings it in. Cleared though only as far as Randy Schneider and Moreno. Is Moreno into Debar. Debar back to Schneider, back to Wiseman. Wiseman, Kike, it's definitely offside. Way, way, way offside. I think everyone could see that. UCAM coming forward again though, and once again they're in our area, and Wiseman gives away a penalty. You hate to see it. We're doing so much good work in this game, and just stupid little mistakes just undo all that hard work we've done. We've worked so hard to get 2 goals, and we've given away a penalty and a really soft goal as well by just stupid defending. I feel like we should be 2-0 up in this game and not 2-2. The XG might say something different because our XG is very, very low compared to theirs, but I feel like the quality of chances we've created for ourselves, we've worked so hard for them. Half time we can be happy, but I really feel like we should be ahead in this game. Second half though is going by very quickly because nothing is really happening. We're already 75 minutes into the game, like nothing's happened in the second half. Let's go and make some changes out there as Debar on a 5.9 has had a terrible game. We'll bring him off for Jamie Coombs instead. Andrey Shtygel on debut, a 6.5 rating is a bit poor. Alex Moreno, let's swap him and Shtygel over because Shtygel can play CDM, and we'll get Moreno off for Diego. Oh, we've scored a goal. We've scored a goal whilst I was doing tactical changes. Oh, you hate to see that. I've missed that. Literally the only highlight of the second half. I've missed it by doing tactics. But we've scored, and it's Kike with the hat-trick. Wiseman puts the ball forward. The defender misses the header, and Kike, oh, what a beat. I was honestly really wanted to start Martel Crosdell today. Really wanted to start him, but I thought, no, we'll stick with Kike. 1 for continuity, and 2 because he was very, very good last season. And he has proven himself today by getting a hat-trick on our first game back. Well, I say first game back. Our first game ever in Spain. And as the clock ticks down, we've won our first game ever in Spain. What an absolutely fantastic start to the season. And with that being one of only 8 teams to have played so far this season, we move temporarily into 3rd position, but I'm sure that will change very quickly when other teams start to play their games. So I'll tell you what, that could not have been a better start. I don't think we couldn't have had a better start to the season than that. I really do not know any of the teams in this division. Normally when I play a game, I've got an idea of who's good and who's not so good, but because it's so obscure in Spain right now, I don't really know who's good, who's bad. So I think temporarily, we'll just say for next episode, we'll come back for the end of October to play La Jolla and Almeria B. So that's going to bring an end to today's episode. I will carry on for another 5 minutes or so, sort of explaining the save file a little bit and how we've done it. But if you want to, not bothered by that, then you can clear off now if you want to. So just want to say a big thank you to everyone for tuning in today and sticking with this series. Massively appreciate that. Hopefully we can build something really fun here in Spain, which would be great. So if you've enjoyed today's video, drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime,
let's go and talk about how we've done this. So first of all, a couple of people just to say a quick thanks to for their help in the database stuff. There's at Thomas in Paris on Twitter. There's also Mozza Plays as well, who's a Twitch streamer as well, so go check him out. Also ImpsNA on Twitter as well, helped me out massively. But most of all to Chuck over on Discord for me. And he's actually all over the chat in Twitch, and he's all over the YouTube comment section as well. So he's the one that's like properly got this all sorted out. So all four of them, I should say, have helped me out hugely with this. But Chuck went sort of above and beyond and kind of made the whole thing for me in the end, which was so nice of him. So obviously we're now playing in Spain, a completely different league system, completely different country. Now, we've had to make a whole new save file for this because you can't move a team to a different country in the middle of a game cycle. There is an option to move a team to a different division. If you go on to a club, so right here I'm on Lincoln Red Imps in the editor, and I've gone to competitions, gone to general in there, and you can add in next division. So you could move them typically anywhere you want to within their own country. So I could take Lincoln City, for example, and say next division, Premier League. In Season 2, they'll start in the Premier League. It lets you do that domestically, but you can't move clubs internationally. So we've had to make a whole new save file, basically, for this to actually work properly, where we move Gibraltar or Lincoln Red Imps from Gibraltar to Spain. Obviously, we've put them in the correct division. It meant we had to delete a team, so I deleted a random B team because no one cares about B teams. I couldn't get it working to be compatible with the Sports Interactive Gibraltar database, so Chuck basically just made the entire Gibraltar division in the editor again, so that all works properly, which is why we've got the B team in there, because he also made the B team as well, which plays in Gibraltar to take our place. So Chuck's been like a wizard, basically. As you can see, there's 177 changes in here. Most of them just are like Las Palmas B got deleted. Obviously, the Gibraltar National League was made. We got moved over to Segunda Division B, things like that. All sorts of changes to that sort of stuff. And then obviously I've added in players like Andrey Shtygel, Andrey Schneider, Martel, Crosdell, all stuff like that. I had to extend contracts for players like Kike, Yaya, Lopez, Hernandez, because they all finish at the end of 2021. And because I had to simulate the first season to get to the point where we need to be in this new save file, it was likely that these guys' contracts would have been stolen by other clubs. You know, they offer a free contract in and they'd be stolen. So I just extended them all to 2022 rather than 2021, just so I don't have to bother with basically messing around. Obviously added all the Chipolinas to the squad in the end as well. Added obviously Oliver Buff to be the assistant manager. Marco joined the club as well pretty late on. So it's all kind of stuff like that. There's no like huge major changes. It's just kind of picking up Lincoln Red Imps, plonking them into Spain, changing the necessary things from like Gibraltar nationality of the club to Spanish nationality of the club so it all works properly. There's nothing overly complicated about it. And then once it's all loaded up in the game, I just had to simulate through this first season. This is halfway through that simulation where I was just making sure we weren't going to get relegated or promoted, because I did some tests. Some tests we got relegated, some tests we got promoted. So when I actually wanted to properly simulate it through properly, I wanted to make sure that we stayed in the same division and didn't actually change. I wanted to start obviously in this set division because that's where I had my vision going. So in real life in Spain, it's actually mad. I don't even understand it. I've spent ages looking at it and I do not understand it, because obviously they are creating 2 new divisions to make a new 3rd tier, and the current 3rd tier becomes the 4th tier. But to get all those teams, I think it's like 40 teams they're getting into that new 3rd tier. Basically, there's like a million promotions going on. So if you get this save file and you start things off, the first season is absolutely mad. To try and explain it simply, at this tier of football, there's 5 groups. But for whatever reason, all these groups then get split in 2. So there's basically 10 groups. And then, as you can see, the top 3 go to a promotion stage, the next 3 go to a playoff stage, and then the next 4 go to a relegation stage, where the promotion stage, 3 of them get another section of playoffs. The playoff stage just get automatic promotion to the next tier, which seems very bizarre because I don't quite, unless of course that's promotion to the new set. Basically, I don't understand what's going on here. Like, why do these guys get automatic promotion, but those guys don't, unless they're going into the division above the new one that's being created, and the relegation teams, basically all of them get relegated by looks of things. It's very complicated. I don't understand it, which is why I was very happy to simulate through this season to then get to the point where we started off today's episode. So I think that's kind of everything explained in a nutshell. I don't think I've explained it very well, if I'm honest with you. So again, questions, let me know down in the comment section. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But that really is now the very end of today's episode. So until next time, I will look forward to seeing you there. Make sure you drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.